Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over my June budget and money goals. Typically the way that I do things on my channel, which I've been doing for basically a year and a half now, is that I always put my month update first and then my budget after. But I think it kind of makes more sense to do my budget before the month comes, and even before, it doesn't need to necessarily be after I update on the previous month, because I still created my budget for the following, if that makes sense. So I'm actually filming this on May 28th, so the month of May is not over yet, so I can't provide a complete update on May, because I like to share my exact numbers, every single penny that I spend in the month. So I will have to film that after Monday the 31st. But I figured I would go ahead and get up my June budget because I already know my numbers, and that kind of makes more sense anyways. I will say that June is going to be an interesting and tough month, I would say, in regards to everything, but especially finances. There is a lot of things happening, and it's just, it's out of my control. It is kind of frustrating because you get to a point in your finances where you feel really good about things, and it kind of starts to feel like everything hits you at once when this is something that I went through a lot at the beginning. It was like, I would build up a few hundred bucks in an emergency savings, and then an emergency would happen and it would be depleted, or I would have to go into further debt and start completely all over. And that's not the case right now, but it's times like this when I guess little emergencies come up that are, well, they're not little, they're pretty big, for somebody who makes a average income. I would say it, a couple $1,000s here, a few $1,000s here adds up and can be really tough and frustrating, because you just want to be, one, you want to have enough money to just be able to pay for that without blinking an eye. And two, you work so hard to get to this point, or at least for my situation, I feel like I've worked so hard to get to this point where my emergency fund is growing so much and it's at a decent amount, and then something happens and multiple things happen and you have to deal with it. So I don't know, I will explain everything, but it's just frustrating to have these things come up, and I know that that's life, and I know that things could always be worse, but it does feel a little bit defeating and makes me a little bit emotional, honestly, just because I've worked so hard and I don't want to go backwards, or I don't want to ever struggle with my finances again, and I'm not gonna struggle with my finances. It's just, So, okay, let's go ahead and let me first say my goals for June. Now, you guys know that there's a lot of repetitiveness on my channel just because that's how paying off debt is, and so when I set my goals, they're pretty repetitive too. And one of my common goals is saving money for my student loans because they're in forbearance, 0% interest. I'm gonna make a lump sum payment later. So I've just been saving for them, and I really would love to save $1,400. My goal for June is going to be $1,400 to put towards it, because that would put me over $5,000 saved. However, that's a huge stretch, a very, very huge stretch, and it's going to depend on how I decide to do things too. And I may only be able to put like $400 in June. It may be possibly even less than that, or maybe I will be able to hit $1,400, just depending on how much money I can bring in. But typically if I'm going to earn more money in the month of June from side hustles or whatever the case may be, I get to get that money later. Like a payout is 2 or 3 months later. It's not in the same month. So it's hard to kind of decide what exactly I can do. But I am going to put $1,400 out there. You guys know I like to aim bigger, because you gotta believe in yourself, gotta just try to work for that. Goal number 2 is also the same as it's been every single month, and that's earning at least $1,000 online from my side hustles. So again, you'll see my update for May, but I am very close to 1,000, but I've been falling short of that, and I really am just trying to hustle my way there, but things are holding me back too, so it's just been kind of difficult. However, I am very grateful for the money that I do make. It's still a decent amount of side income, and I am not complaining about that whatsoever. But again, we're gonna aim for $1,000 for the month of June, and my final goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers on this channel. And I'm gonna say that because I'm going to. I will hit that in June. I've been saying 5,000, I think since like February, that I want to hit 5,000, and we are less than 100 away, so we will do that in June. So somebody in the comments had said $5,000 saved and 5,000 subscribers. So that's pretty cool, 5-5. It would have been cool if it was like in the month of May for the 5th month, but that's okay. Those are my goals though. I don't have high expectations for June, but I'm really, I guess I'm just like protecting myself from disappointment. And I know that life is just life, you know, and it's okay if I don't reach my goals. I also have to accept the fact that I may not be able to pay off my student loan debt in this year or by April of 2022, which was my original goal. But I don't want to think negatively. I don't want to feel bad about it. I am in a good financial situation. I'm very proud of that. It is upsetting though with how things are kind of rolling out the last couple of months and into the next couple of months too. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into my budget. This time I am still screen recording my Google Sheets because most people prefer that way. However, I did have some people say that they can't see it, and that was completely my fault. I had the text way too tiny, and I also didn't make the screen full. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to make the screen full. I'm going to go down to the corner of the screen and we are going to walk through my budget. All right, here's my June spread. Always is going to be looking the same, but we always start with my income. However, I don't know my work income for the month of June. Now, I am supposed to get a raise in June because that's when I get a raise every year. I'm supposed to get an annual increase, but nothing has been approved 100% yet. So the documents have been submitted, but honestly at my job, things take a really long time, which is always, you know, inconvenient. But I don't know. It should be over. It's going to be prorated as well, because typically I get my increase, you know, a few days into June, and so they literally don't give me the raise for like the first 2 or 3 days or whatever, so they prorate it, and I am expecting it to be over $5,000. That's pre-tax, so I don't know this number yet, but I will fill that in at the end of the month, of course. Business income, I also don't know yet. It should be at least over $500 that I know of so far, or maybe over $600, which is amazing. But again, I will update that at the end of the month. And then other income, that will be updated later. That's like credit card stuff or credit card cashback or coupons, anything of that sort. And then from sinking funds will be later if I pull from a sinking fund. So we are just going to go ahead and run through my expenses. A lot of them are about the same, but there are some increases and changes. And yeah, you'll see how crazy it will probably get. And I'm going to discuss something too. Left-hand side are all my expenses, and next column is my budget. So for taxes, I do set money aside. I do have to pay quarterly estimated taxes for my full-time job and my side hustles. So $11.50, I've been budgeting too high, so $11.50 I think should be good. Sinking funds is going to be the same as last month, $770. Everything is staying the same there, and I update every month of how much I have in each sinking fund, so stay tuned for that video. Roth IRA, I'm contributing $150. Hopefully the market is down right now. I honestly haven't checked because it was recently down, and that's a good time to buy. I literally just purchase on the first of every month, but it would be nice if it's at a discount. So $150 there. Donate $50, and then rent, trash, and pest. So I noticed today actually that there's now like a pest fee, and this is new. I've never had to pay a pest fee at my apartment. It was literally like $3 and $2 last month, so I didn't notice that last month, and they didn't tell us either, but whatever. Also, last month my rent increased because it was like a prorated. Was it a prorated amount? Are we in May? Yeah, last month it was a prorated amount because my lease renewed for May. And so now it's going to be the full amount, this includes rent, trash, and pest control now, $1,411. Renter's insurance is $13.83. My Wi-Fi is $55 with Google Fiber. Electricity has been fairly low, which is surprising, but I'm going to budget $70. Water and sewage, I always know the month before, and that was $39.49. Groceries, I'm still going to budget $300. And hopefully stick under that, but we always just aim for 300. Food out, I'm gonna put at $30. I'm really not sure, so that's fine for now. Gas for my car, gas has been going up, as we all know. Plus there was like a whole issue with gas down in the south, and it's good now. I didn't have a problem. But $35 because 25, you know, last month I had set 25 and I did go over that by like over $5. So $35 for my gas. I typically only get gas once a month these days, so not bad. Like I said, my student loan savings goal is $1,400, but you'll see at the end of this how this might not be possible, but I did put it there, and that's what we're gonna aim for. Insurance, this is life insurance, $90. I really need to, I keep saying I'm gonna make a frequently asked questions section in like either a video or my description box or something, the about, I don't know. Because a lot of people ask me about like why I pay $90 for life insurance. I hate it. I signed up for this when I was like 22, 23, and I thought I was investing. I was advised incorrectly, and this is like long-term care / life insurance / a retirement account. I don't know what they call it. I honestly don't understand it, but if I cancel it now, I will lose like 7 to 8 grand. So I just let it go. I just let it sit there because 90 isn't that much. Yeah, so that's that. Health and beauty, 1,000. Okay, so this is mostly health. I am going to a holistic doctor in the month of June. Now, I am not somebody who is against Western medicine 100% or anything of that nature, but I do want to go to an integrative doctor for all of my issues that I've been dealing with lately. And they do take insurance, like they'll submit it to my insurance, but a lot of it they don't cover. I'm expecting at least $500 for that initial visit, and then maybe I'll be reimbursed later for some of that. And I don't know if it will be more. I may also end up getting some like acupuncture or I don't know, something mixed in there that deals with health. The other thing is that in May I had a second surgery that I did not expect, and also an ER visit, unfortunately. So I am expecting a bill to come through. However, I do have a question for this, if anybody may know. So I keep track of my health insurance stuff, especially lately because there's been so many claims and stuff. And I had surgery on April 19th, right? So I've been waiting for that claim to be submitted because I paid over $1,000 for that surgery, and I know that it shouldn't be that high. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't need to pay that much money. It should have been, when I look at everything, and my insurance is really good, I think it should have only cost me like $100. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure. But anyways, for my second surgery, that was in May, that was May 13th or 12th, whatever, it was more recent. They've already submitted those claims conveniently, you know, the one I already paid for, they haven't, but they already submitted those, and I'm assuming I'm gonna get a bill next month, so that's why I increased this as well, because I think I'll have to pay some bills next month. However, how quickly do I need to pay that? Because it's frustrating to me that I probably overpaid for that first surgery, and then if they're gonna bill me more and I pay them more and they're just holding more of my money even though they shouldn't have it, do I need to pay that right away, or can I wait? Like, I know medical bills are usually like you just wait. I just am so scared of things going to collections without my knowing. But I think that's like if you don't pay for a really long time, which I would. I'll pay my bills that I have to pay, but I don't want to keep overpaying if I don't need to. That first one, they said that they have 120 days to submit it, and so that would end up in like August, and I'm hoping that I'll get a refund, but we will see. So that's why I increased that more too, because I'm expecting those ER medical bills, and I think that will be max 500, I hope. I don't know, we'll see. If anything, I will just, this is what I'm deciding too, because a lot of, man, I'll talk about the other thing at the end of me going through this, but I don't know if I want to pull from my emergency fund. Like, let's say I get a bill for $500. Do I want to cash flow that, or since it's like 0% interest with medical bills, do I just want to pay that over 5 months? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure that out, because I know some people try to leverage their debt And if it's 0%, it's kind of like with my student loans. If it's 0%, I'm gonna try and make money elsewhere instead of paying that down while I have the time to do that. But yeah, we'll see. Comment down below your thoughts, opinions, and whatever you may know about that, please. Phone bill, so $25. We still have like we as in my family, we still have like a rebate on there, so this is pretty low. So 25 still. For the dogs, I'm gonna give 100 to my sister for the month of June. I'm increasing it each month now going forward. However, another thing with my dogs, this is what I was gonna say before too. One of my dogs, we found out she has, when I talk about it, tumors on her spleen. And so, oof. Okay, so we have 3 dogs. My sister has all 3 of them living with her. She has a house with a yard, but we did adopt them all together. And one of them does have a large tumor and a smaller tumor growing on her spleen. So basically she has to have a semi-urgent surgery, and that's gonna be happening the first Wednesday of June, so next week. And that's gonna cost, I don't know, like $2,000, a little over $2,000 after what my sister's already paid. So I am planning to pay for that. So that's the other thing that's happening, and I'm gonna be using my credit card because it's at a 0% promotional rate for the year. And what I'm trying to decide with that as well is, should I just pay that monthly or use my emergency fund to completely pay it off? And I really don't want to deplete my emergency fund. It wouldn't go away completely, but it would bring it down, you know, to $2,000, or I don't know. Like I honestly think I'd rather have some cash on hand still. Just, yeah. I don't know. That's going to be something I'll have to decide as time goes, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be making monthly payments, and like I won't be paying interest on that, but I'm going to be having more debt if that's the case. So that is something else coming in June, but this dog's $100 is separate. So yeah, this year has been a lot tough for me and my family, to be honest. And all right, but let's just run through this. So business. So for business, only $12. Thank goodness I don't have any big things coming up. In July I do, but that's fine for now. Personal, 100. I'm gonna try to avoid spending anything just because I've been buying stuff. I bought a lot of stuff in May, but whatever. Gifts, I'm going to a wedding, and yeah, $50 I'm gonna give in cash. I'm going with my boyfriend, so we always like split that. Okay, so you can see here that I would spend a total of $6,801.32 for the month of June. Excluding debt and savings, that's a little over $3,300. And the problem is here. So you'll see that, let me fill this in with some general guesses of what I could make. So let's say I make $5,000 from work. Business income, I'll just say like 900, hopefully more than that, but other income, I'll say 200. I don't know what to expect. From sinking funds, from gifts, for sure 50. I guess I could pull from like medical. Let's see, let's do 100. That was right. Okay, so this is a total of 6,200. So you see that I technically would be $600 short for the month if I were to put $1,400 to my student loans. Obviously the health may be lower, or honestly it could be higher. The main thing that would have to go is my student loan savings, just because that is savings. So yeah, you can see what I mean by I don't know if that 1,400 is possible, and it's just really gonna depend on how things go. All right, this is way too long of a budget video. My videos usually aren't this long. I don't usually talk this much about things in detail. So if you all wanna give me any feedback in regards to everything that I mentioned, then I would appreciate that. I also really appreciate all of you that support me and use my referral links, or, you know, just watch my videos and encourage me in my comments. It does a lot more for me than you know. Just with everything going on, I do genuinely appreciate kind comments, you know, like it keeps you going. So, whoo. Okay, I did not want to or expect to get emotional in this, so we are gonna wrap it up here. Either way, we are going to make June good. Everything is fine. We will be fine. Nothing is, you know, crazy. So yeah, let's just see where things go. Comment down below what your goals are for the month of June. I hope you all had an amazing May. And thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.